All right, all right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please hold your applause till the end. This is John with Overdue Vacations, vlog number 1, coming to you from Central Florida. We'll be talking to you today about Disney World updates, Universal updates, including the new Slinky Dog ride that you can see now from World Drive, the gondola they're putting up to get you from one park to another now at Walt Disney World through the sky. My fishing report out of the Gulf of Mexico. Got the opportunity a couple weeks ago to go out with some friends and slayed them. It was great. The housing market in Florida, 3.2% is the interest rate right now. And the new builds, new homes are on the rise. So it's a good time. Come out to the Sunshine State, build yourself a house. Or come buy one that's for sale. I'll help you either way. So I'll start a series today on what to look for when you're buying a house in Florida. If you want to move to Florida, what to look for in the neighborhoods, what types of neighborhoods there are out here. A couple things to look for when you're doing a home search. Florida's a little bit different than the rest of the country when you're talking about homes and neighborhoods. We got some weird little laws out here. So all of that, plus we're going to have our beach report and tons more. So stick around for this week on Overdue Vacations.
It's kind of a combination between Who Let the Dogs Out and Wolf. There it is. It's a love song.
It's Central Florida. It's 68 degrees. It's beautiful outside. It was a little foggy this morning, but not too bad. But it's March 1st, so springtime. And what that also means is that spring breakers are heading down, and we have a lot of cheerleaders coming into town for the cheer competitions at Wide World of Sports. A lot of the dancers are coming to town. So for those of you that are visiting the parks, what that means is that there's going to be lots of tour groups walking together down the middle of Main Street with their backpacks on, screaming, shouting, sitting in the middle of traffic just to get in the way. And but once you get used to it and you kind of learn your way around the parks, makes it a little bit easier to deal with. So coming up this May, it looks like Avatar is finally opening at the Animal Kingdom. This land proves to be exciting and a fresh experience, totally immersive, giant. Everything that we've heard from Joe Rohde and the crew of Imagineers working on this is that the scope of the project is what's really going to be captivating, and we're very excited about this. One of the things has been the time that it's taken to build this. I mean, it's years and years of this. Nobody knows what Avatar is anymore, but yeah, the time that they've taken to put this into motion and the amount of money they put into it, we're all hoping for really big things. And I said the same thing about Downtown Disney is, they took so much time on it, but the finished project, it's amazing. Just amazing what they've done. So we're all hoping for really big things. Speaking of big things, the new Toy Story Land that's going in the backstage area of Hollywood Studios is starting to take shape now. You're able to see the little loading dock for the Slinky Dog roller coaster, one of the rides I'm excited about. I love little roller coasters, so much fun. But this family-friendly area looks like it's going to have a lot to offer for little kids. Finally, something for little boys at Disney. It's been princesses for so long that now the Green Army Men will be out, and the little aliens will be spinning. So as you can see on the map, you see the Toy Story Land there is taking up the bulk of that backstage area against World Drive at the top of the screen. And then Star Wars Land is going to be more over towards where the employee parking lot was located. And in this new aerial photo, you can also see, if you look right at the middle of the top of the screen there, you'll see that parking garage for employees. Just to the bottom left of it is the loading building for the Slinky Dog roller coaster. So and all the Star Wars stuff is going on in the foreground there. It's just massive. So that will catch you up a little bit on what's going on over at Hollywood Studios. Now through the rest of Walt Disney World, let me show you what's going on with this new gondola thing that's been rumored. These little maps have been popping up around the internet. Somebody did a building permit search and they come up with this fancy idea. If you look at the dots that are on there and the lines on this map, you can see that somebody is presuming that what has been applied for is a new transportation system, a gondola ride that would take you from Epcot to Hollywood Studios and then over to the Pop Century Hotel and the Caribbean Beach Resort. So if that's the case, that is awesome, because nobody hates the monorail or the buses more than I do, and nobody would rather be able to go from Hollywood Studios playing Toy Story Mania or riding the new Slinky Dog coaster or Tower of Terror and then hop on a gondola and go over to Epcot and ride Soren and spend the rest of the night over at Epcot walking around the countries. So if that is the case, then color me excited. But these pictures that I'm showing you here, I mean, somebody is throwing this rumor around like crazy, and that's awesome. So lastly, talking about Disney World, I just wanted to let everyone know that today, March 1st, is the first day of the Flower and Garden Festival. I'm very excited for the topiaries and all of the events that go on with that. Also, they have been putting the food stations up just like they have at the Food and Wine Festival. So Epcot is exciting this time of year. It does draw big crowds, but if you go during the right time of day, or evening I should say, and go the right days of the week, it's a great time to go over to Epcot. Thoroughly enjoy Flower and Garden Festival. The photo opportunities with the interesting characters and their topiaries is a lot of fun. So that, combined with the new Soren ride, which is incredible, and even the Frozen ride, which I think little girls like more than most people, but it's still an enjoyable ride. I mean, Epcot's just great. It still needs a few more things. I'm excited to see what happens with the old Ellen ride they're getting rid of and putting in something that has to do with Guardians of the Galaxy, we hear. That'll be neat. That's another rumor coming around. We'll talk more about that in the future, but I mean, that's pretty much that for Walt Disney World. So let's move over to Universal Studios now. Just up the road from Disney at the other parks, Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. At Universal Studios, we've got Mardi Gras going on right now, which is really fun. With Mardi Gras, it's nice at night to have the awesome parade and the concerts on the weekends. These concerts are really good headliners. If you look at the list here, you can see we're halfway through it. But, I mean, just this week, tomorrow night, Kool and the Gang, Olivia Newton-John, Saturday night, UB40, Toby Keith next week, Jason Derulo, Earth, Wind & Fire, and the All-American Rejects. And those are all included with your park admission, so get out there and check out those free concerts. They're, I mean, quality acts, great accessibility to the stage as well, right near the entrance to Universal Studios. So it's a lot of fun. And as anyone that knows Jimmy Fallon knows, that he broadcasts live from Universal Studios every spring. This spring, though, he's coming down to do his show from City Walk a few days for the grand opening of his new ride, this ride through New York, the Jimmy Fallon Experience, which by all accounts so far, people have said that this is like Soren, where you'll be kind of in a dangling carrier that's pushed into a movie screen type immersion and speeding through the city of New York to get to the Jimmy Fallon show on time. Yeah, this ride is going to be housed in the building where Twister used to be. Really missed the ride Twister, and with the passing of its star Bill Paxton the other day, sad for us Twister fans, but miss Twister. Hopefully this Jimmy Fallon ride does it a good service of being in there. I'm excited to see if they put any Easter eggs inside this ride to kind of harken back, salute to the Twister ride that was located there. So Universal Studios just growing and growing. Anybody that goes along I-4 right now can see the giant volcano that they've constructed in their new water park, Volcano Bay. It's just towering over I-4, and it is of course replacing Wet and Wild, which was across I-4 on the other side of the road. So now they've got everything right there on property with their new resorts, the Sapphire Falls and all that. It's going to be a pretty nice property. I don't know if they have any plans to do anything with transportation, but I know the boat system runs to most of the resorts, and Cabana Bay and Sapphire Falls, those resorts are going to be connected with shuttles for now, I believe. So a lot of stuff going on over at Universal. They're really booming along too, trying to keep up with, well, actually Disney I think is trying to keep up with Universal at this point, but I mean, with all the Harry Potter stuff they put in, and now this Jimmy Fallon ride, and they've got more in the works, coming up with a Mario and Luigi Nintendo Land going in. That'll be another update coming down in the future, but Universal is just kicking along. Alright, so for this next part, this is the first part of kind of a series I want to go over with everyone here. This is Orlando. I just want to give you all kind of a layout of what we're looking at here for Florida. If you ever plan on coming or moving or whatever with to Florida, this is just a little tutorial to kind of get your feet wet as far as understanding where you're at. So as you can see, Orlando is almost to the east coast of the state, and then Tampa's over here on the west coast, and you see Clearwater Beach there in St. Petersburg. And here's Kissimmee. Now, a lot of you will hear the word Kissimmee when it comes with Walt Disney World. You'll hear the word Kissimmee a lot, and technically that is correct, but you've also got to know that the city of Kissimmee, if I click on it here, you can see that the city of Kissimmee stretches just a huge, here, let me get rid of that, a huge amount across the lower portion of Orlando. And the actual parks are over in Lake Buena Vista in this area. So if I switch over here to the map view, you can see here's the Magic Kingdom up here. Here's Epcot. This is Hollywood Studios, and then Animal Kingdom over here. So this large area right inside this V here is all Walt Disney World. Go back to the map here. Now you can see the scope of that V compared to the city of Orlando. This whole V right here is basically Walt Disney World in this section. So as far as the city it's in, Lake Buena Vista is technically correct for the city that it's located in. A lot of you have probably heard the word celebration before when in relation to the neighborhoods around Walt Disney World. Celebration is originally a concept of Walt Disney's for a city in Florida to kind of be a prototype for a new futuristic city. It has since just become another neighborhood with high HOAs and very expensive homes to live in. So that's Celebration. So right here at this is I-4 and Highway 27. This is basically where we live in a neighborhood right in this area around what's called the Champions Gate area. This is also known as Davenport, Florida. The actual city of Davenport is down here. This is the Orange Blossom Trail. The actual city of Davenport is down here, but we reside in this area here, and just south of this V that makes Walt Disney World. So as you can see, from this being Hollywood Studios here to our house here, this is why we can see the fireworks at night. And here's Epcot again in Animal Kingdom. So if we go over to this Four Corners area, most of the vacation homes in Florida are located along this strip of Highway 27. This is where you will run into a lot of homes that rent for the week, for the night. Most of these homes have pools, have game rooms. They are all on VRBO, Vacation Rentals by Owner, for nightly or weekly rentals. They all have incredibly high HOAs, up to $700-800 a quarter. That's because most of them are investments. So people are charging $200-300 a night to people to come stay at these homes along Highway 27, and they will pay exorbitant HOAs because the investors that own these homes don't need to come into town from England to mow their lawn or keep their pool up. The HOA will take care of all that. And a lot of times the cable television and things like that are included. So that being said, a lot of these properties along Highway 27 are in neighborhoods that are upwards of 10 years old or older, and as new neighborhoods are being put in, a lot of these vacation rental neighborhoods are becoming outdated and turning into more long-term rental neighborhoods. So the same investors that own these homes that are from England find that they're not getting the same amount of money for them nightly, will actually rent them to a family for a one-year lease for $18, $19, $2,000 a month. And that, of course, will cover that exorbitant HOA that's still being charged, and that will pay their bills as well. So as you can see, if we look at the light tan color on this map that we're starting to see as we pull out, these are the new communities that have not been built yet. This is an area of Champions Gate that is just starting to go up. Once again, short-term rental. These are all vacation rental homes that can be rented nightly, weekly, or whatever. And they have a little club there, little pools, and they all look like ticky-tack boxes. We can see if we can do a street view here and show you what the front of this neighborhood looks like. As you can see, you're looking at every house looks the same. Everyone's got 3 or 4 bedrooms, 3 or 4 baths, and you're able to have your lawn is mowed every week by the HOA, and your pool is taken care of. Here's a cleaning company that's come out to clean the house between the visitors. So yeah, this is the new Champions Gate. And I mean, these neighborhoods are a dime a dozen out here, but you can expect, like I said, very high HOAs. So that makes it a little bit difficult to consider living in one of these homes permanently. If you want to come out and pay that high HOA, that's understandable, but I mean, most people would rather have a low HOA and hire somebody for a lot less expensive to mow their lawn. So let's get back to the map here. When you originally come into the Orlando area and you're flying in, you're going to land at MCO, which is Orlando International Airport's 3-digit code. And Orlando International Airport is situated about 15 miles southeast of the actual city of Orlando. As you can see, there's Orlando up there, and there's Orlando International Airport there. And if we switch over to the map here, you can see that's a lot of swampland in between the two. So Orlando International Airport is right off of highway. There's a 528 and there's a 417. 417 is where the bus or the taxi or whatever is going to take you right into your resort straight west in Walt Disney World. So when you come into Orlando, you will not see the city of Orlando. You will see the airport and you'll see Walt Disney World and you'll go back to the airport. So most people, most visitors that come to Orlando never actually go into the city of Orlando. Now message me if you want some really good places to go in Orlando, because that is possible as well. Now the other spectrum of this is if you are planning to take a side trip while you're on your Disney trip up to Universal. Now you're going to get closer to Orlando, and Universal is actually situated right along the side of the main interstate I-4, and you will get a glimpse of downtown Orlando as you're driving to Universal Studios, but you're still not going to get there totally. Technically, Universal is in the city of Dr. Phillips, and it's still a little ways outside of Orlando. So let's start from north to south. We'll start at Universal. So let me just show you a little bit about Universal. I-4 here. This is Kirkman Drive. You don't need. There's not going to be a test on this. Don't need to write this stuff down. Universal has multiple resorts. One of them, the Portofino Bay Resort here at Universal, wraps around a bay, has a boat ride that takes you to the front gate. Right here next door to the Portofino is the Hard Rock Hotel. Hard Rock Hotel is famous for its water, or its pool with underwater music playing in it. Hard Rock Hotel, very cool resort. It has a very nice, it's called the Velvet Lounge in the lobby. Also has a boat ride that'll take you to the front entrance of Universal Studios. So Universal Studios consists of Universal Studios, the park, which is on the north side, and then Islands of Adventure, which is on the south side. Islands of Adventure is more popular for its adventure rides. The Hulk roller coaster, King Kong is a new ride there. It's great. Spider-Man. It's got the Harry Potter Hogwarts Castle. It's got Jurassic Park, and also Dr. Seuss is at Islands of Adventure. Now back at the main Universal Studios Park, you've got rides like the Transformers, awesome, the Simpsons, Men in Black. This is the other side of Harry Potter, the England side, the London town. So you've got the ride there into the vault, the bank vault. Somebody help me, put it in the notes. And then you've got some other rides. The Mummy is there. The new Jimmy Fallon ride is going to be right here. You see this green area here is where the concerts are at, along Plaza of the Stars, and that's right along the main entrance. And then this other roller coaster, Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, which you pick a song that you want to play and you make a music video while you're on the ride. I privately hate this ride because it squeezes me in places I don't like, but everybody else tells me it's fun. The Blue Man Group plays every night here at Universal Studios, and you've got the Hard Rock. This is not the hotel. This is the Hard Rock Cafe restaurant, and then also a new restaurant, the Chocolate Emporium, which I hear good things about. Just opened up. Have not eaten there yet. So Universal also has the Royal Pacific Resort, which you can see is still on the water. So you've got a boat ride from that resort as well. Now, wrapping all this together in the middle, this is City Walk. Now, City Walk is open till 2 in the morning and it has clubs and drinking establishments. Okay, so we move further south. Here's the new construction area. This is the Sapphire Resort, Sapphire Falls. This is Cabana Bay Beach Resort, which is just recently opened up. And then this giant triangle here is where the Volcano Bay Water Park is going. Previously, Universal's water park was way over here, somewhere over here, Wet and Wild, on the other side of I-4, and they've moved it. All the rides, everything, and all kinds of new rides are here at Volcano Bay. So that's Universal. This is Dr. Phillips. Now, as we head into Lake Buena Vista, SeaWorld's between the two, by the way. We won't go over SeaWorld. I don't know much about it. I haven't done it yet. Went there once a long time ago as a kid, but Lake Buena Vista is Walt Disney World. Everything you see on this screen right now is besides SeaWorld. Yeah, all this stuff is Walt Disney World. So you got 4 theme parks. You got Magic Kingdom Park here. That's kind of the pinnacle. Way up here on the top, it's on Bay Lake. Now, around Magic Kingdom Park, you've got 4 resorts on a monorail. You got the Contemporary Resort. You've got the Polynesian Resort. You got the Grand Floridian Resort. I said 4. There's 3. The Wilderness Lodge is over here. You can get there by a boat, but it's also on Bay Lake. And then it also has their little campground area over here called Fort Wilderness. And Fort Wilderness has got lots of little tent sites. They have the Hoop-de-Doo Review, which is a great country dinner with a show. And they've got a fire pit there, so you can have s'mores with the characters at night. Here is the giant parking lot for the Magic Kingdom. And we come out of the Magic Kingdom, and this is where the monorail runs along here and drops you off right here at Epcot. So here's Epcot, and Epcot is consisted of 2 parts. You got Future World, which is right here in the front, and this has got Soren over here, and you got the Little Nemo ride with a big aquarium over here. This is the Ellen Universe of Energy ride. Test Track is here. Mission to Mars or Mission Space, whatever it's called now, is there. And over here is Imagination. You get back further in the park, and now you're around the lake, and this is the what do they call it? You got Future World, and you've got wow, totally spaced me. Showcase, World Showcase. World Showcase, you've got your countries around the world here. So as you start off heading to your, let's go to the right. Over here you've got Canada, and then after Canada you get to the UK, and great fish and chips in the UK, and then France. They've got great beignets and desserts in France. And next to France you've got Morocco. Next to Morocco you've got Japan. Japan, great sushi. And America, this is where if you have a Chase credit card, they've got a Chase Lounge on the 2nd floor of the American Pavilion there. That's fun to go up with some free sodas and a nice cushy place to sit. Italy is next door. And then you've got Germany, and after Germany you've got China over here, and then Norway, and then Mexico. Now, here in Norway is where the new Frozen ride is at. So right here, Frozen Ever After in Norway, the line usually starts right about here and winds its way up into Norway. Yeah, so that's always a nice long wait. Good luck getting fast passes on that. And here in Mexico, you've got the big pyramid. Inside the pyramid, you've got the Grand Fiesta. Do not miss this boat ride. I love it. I love that ride. And there's also a tequila bar inside that Mexico pavilion. So if you do not want to wait in line or a long line for margaritas, then get them out here at the walk-up stand a little bit quicker. So that's the Epcot park. And then there's an entrance in the front of Epcot, an entrance out of the back of Epcot. If you come out the back, you got the Yacht Club, the Beach Club, the Swan and Dolphin, the Boardwalk Resorts, all here around this lake. You can get, with the boat ride, you can get to and from all these resorts and to the back entrance of Epcot there. So just south of Epcot, you've got Hollywood Studios. This is what's going through the big makeover right now. So of course you've got Toy Story going in, Star Wars here, Tower of Terror is here, you've got Rock and Roller Coaster here, Star Tours, the Great Movie Ride, and Toy Story Mania. All those rides are still open right now during the construction of Toy Story Land and Star Wars. And this is how the parking lot is configured right now, but they are currently building a new entrance from Osceola Parkway here. It's going to come right off of I-4 into Hollywood Studios here. So as you can see, there's many resorts that are located all around these. You got the Pop Century here, you got the All Stars over here. You've got Disney Water Parks, the Blizzard Beach and the Typhoon Lagoon. Those are all over the place here. Golf clubs. I mean, Disney is massive. So all the way over here, you've got Disney Animal Kingdom. Like I said, the only way to get there is a bus or a taxi. Here's the big parking lot. Animal Kingdom is awesome, beautiful. You can see this area here. This is the construction area for Pandora, the Avatar land here. It's right behind Rainforest Cafe. As you go into Animal Kingdom and you stay to the left, as you get a little bit further back into the park, you'll go alongside what's called Pizzafari, a pizza restaurant. Behind Pizzafari, they just put a new restaurant in called Tiffin's. Tiffin's is currently open, and it's right here. From Tiffin's, you can see where it says Camp Mini Mickey. Tiffin's is right here. From Tiffin's, you can see the actual entryway to Avatar now. So it's kind of neat to sit in there and see the all the construction going on back there in Avatar. So the main thing at kind of like a castle at Magic Kingdom and the ball at Epcot, you've got the great big tree of life at Animal Kingdom, carved up with a bunch of awesome animals on the trunk of it. It's made out of an old oil derrick that was towed into place and concreted over to look like a big tree. Inside the tree is actually a great attraction called It's Tough to Be a Bug. It's a immersive movie. Don't miss out. I'm not going to give any secrets away. It's a fun time. Back here, this is Africa, Harambe Village. We've got music going on the stage back here. You've got the Lion King show going on. You've got the safari ride. Do not miss the safari ride if you're at Animal Kingdom. Hard to get a fast pass for it sometimes, but well worth it. As you can see here, this whole area back in here is the safari, and many different animals. If you can go right at the end of the day towards the evening, the lions will just be roaring back there and very active. It's a really good time to go in the evening. So over here in Asia, you've got Expedition Everest, a great thrill ride, a roller coaster. Do not miss that one either. It's a lot of fun. Kali River Rapids, kind of short for a water ride, but not bad. It's fun. I've never been upset that I've ridden it. It's just kind of fast and I don't know. Finding Nemo, good show, a lot of fun. Puppetry, big fish puppets and bubbles, and kids will love it. The dinosaur ride is located back here behind this is the Dino Land. It's called. It has a lot of games and small carnival atmosphere type stuff. It's okay. Playland for little kids, the Boneyard, but the dinosaur ride, a lot of fun. They've updated it, put in some new features. I recommend seeing the dinosaur ride. Now, right over here in front of Everest, in this water section, these trees have all been replaced with concrete seating and chairs and bleachers, and also along this bridge right here for the River of Light exhibition, or not exhibition, but attraction that happens every night around 7 o'clock. So don't miss that. If you need more information on that, YouTube it. River of Light, Animal Kingdom. Great show. Projecting on spraying water. It's pretty neat. The Tree of Life also has every 10 minutes at night after dark on the tree. It comes alive with animations and fun stuff. Animal Kingdom Lodge is a fun place just to go walk through. From the lodge itself, you can look out and see the animals kind of roaming around in their little areas here, the little paddocks behind the hotel. So that's fun to do. So as you can see, Disney World, massive, just massive, and everybody wants to be as close as they can. So currently, the building around Walt Disney World is out of control. So right now we've got a brand new Walmart going up here. These are all just resorts and timeshares and anything you can imagine. So the closest place to get, if you wanted to be close to Disney but live in a residential area, I would recommend being in Polk County. Here you'll see it's called Osceola Polk Line Road, and if you stretch that out, if the school for your children is not of concern, I stress that if schools for your children is not of concern, I recommend getting a house or living south of this Osceola Polk Line Road in Polk County. That way you're going to find the lowest HOAs, the lowest taxes, and the best prices on your homes, and you'll be able to find neighborhoods that are not short-term rental only. Because as you see along Highway 27 here, like I told you before, it is just lined with these short-term rental communities. All of these along Highway 27 are basically short-term rentals. So if you want to have normal neighbors, try to get down in Polk County. All right, so that's just the first portion of the little thing I wanted to go over with. I talked to a lot of people that want to move out here, want to be out here, or just want to invest out here. And if that's the case, talk to me more. Questions down below in the comments, whatever. I'm going to try to be back once a week. I'm going to try to build this thing into kind of an ongoing interaction between you, the viewer, and myself. I can answer all your real estate questions if you have any real estate issues at all. I am a licensed Florida realtor, as you can see. I work with LaRosa Real Estate, and rehabsale.com is our wholesale website where we sell a lot of wholesale investment property. So if you're interested in starting to flip, Florida's a great place for that because we have a lot of foreclosed properties out here that our business's job is to buy them, clean them all up, rip them all out, get them ready for the flipper that wants to come in, buy something cheap, just put some little elbow grease into it, and then turn it around and sell it and make a profit. So if that's something you're interested in doing, come talk to me. We can also buy for you at the auction on a concierge basis. So if that's something you're interested in, come talk to me. I appreciate you watching our first installment today of Overdue Vacations. Like I said, Overdue Vacations, it's about time. It's about time that everybody gets down here and enjoys this beautiful, you should see, I am looking out my door right now at the pool and at the sky. It's blue and it's over 70 degrees, so I'm going to go jump in. And besides that, if I missed anything that I was going to talk about, I apologize. We'll talk more about the specific HOA requirements down here, things like the CDD, taxes, issues like that, on later episodes. But like I said, any questions you have, anything you might need as far as searching for properties or searching for investment opportunities, let me know. And I'm always around. You can get my phone number right here off of the show notes. And you all take care. I will see you next week. Take care.